Can you improve someone's power production?
Jackson's power is simply
Oh, what a left hand by Whitaker!
A lot of people aren't willing to work as hard for the things that they want to achieve. A lot of people want to be stronger. They want to be faster. They want to be more powerful, but they don't want to fucking do anything for it.
Well, if you think Tyson's like the ideal body type to hit super hard, well, you could look at Deontay Wilder, hits way harder, right? Or hits as hard at least, right? And it's like, they're totally different bodies, right? One's like a stick with like huge chest and one's like this short, compact tube. So it's like this mystery. So is that like a thing that so many fighters come to and they're like, oh, dude, I can't hit hard. Like, I need more power. Like, give me more power. Is that like
almost every single?
I need more knockouts, bro. It's like, well, you probably
Almost every single form that I receive for like
Definitely chest, bro.
for
It's
an
chest.
need more knockout
chest.
power.
for an athlete who's like, one of our questions is, what are the things you feel like you need to work on, right?
Yeah.
Explosive power.
That
Yeah.
or trying to win those things at like those game shows where it's like hardest
Right.
punch wins.
Yeah.
So but there's so many, like once you know more about combat sports, obviously there's lots of things that go into
Yeah.
power, right?
You know what it's like, Locke? It's like someone asking a dietitian, what's the best thing I need to eat for the best fuel?
Yeah.
Like, what's the best superfood
Yeah.
for my fuel?
What's the best food for a six pack?
You're like,
Yeah.
look, it doesn't exist. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a culmination of things that you need to be doing right.
Yeah.
So, can you improve someone's power production? Definitely, you
Yes.
can. Is there a genetic component to it? Definitely, there is. Some people naturally just hit hard. Now, what is it that's making them hit hard? Is it their ability to, relax and contract? Is it their moment arm because they have long levers and their ability to generate force and then express it across a long moment? Is that what it is? Definitely, possibly. So, I think you can improve someone's power. If we can, again, generally speaking, improve someone's force production from the lower limb, increase their efficiency of their trunk/core to direct and transfer forces across the limb, and then improve their efficiency to express that force. So long as they're efficient in their skill, you'd hope that what we can do can make them more powerful. So I think you definitely can. Like this, I'm working with an MMA athlete who this morning said, we're about 2 programs in, and he said, man, I feel really good. I feel like I'm hitting harder. Now, could that just be anecdotal because he's doing some structured strength training? Yes. Do I genuinely think he's hitting harder? Probably, because he's getting stronger. And if you're getting stronger, you can produce more force. And if he's doing his skills training, he can apply that force quickly. So you can improve your power, and a lot of it is, what you're also born with. Some people definitely do hit harder than other people.
Yeah. I think, like, because you just know from like just being in gyms enough that they're just genetic freaks. They walk in on a day one, they can bench 100 kilos.
You cannot deny someone's genetic ability.
Yeah.
You can't.
But I think people that have never really tested the limits of their physicality with other people as well, to appreciate when like you go into the gym, and most people's experience with bench pressing, like I always tell this story, right? We had this guy, his name was Henry, right? So back when we had CrossFit gyms, right? Smiley knows this guy, right? Honestly came out of nowhere. Like I swear he just walked out from the darkness one day from the gym, was like, I'm here. And he disappeared after 2 weeks, right? So he comes in, he pays for like 2 weeks, and he was I think he was Tongan.
Yeah, he's
Islander guy.
Yeah.
Probably about your size. Maybe like not crazy big, but like jacked, right?
Yeah.
And he walks in, he's like, yeah, we're going to do some bench press today. And this is like, we had a lot of good CrossFit athletes in the gym at the time doing like proper strength programs and stuff. Some big guys, probably benching 130, 140, 150, but like for a 1 rep max. And he comes in and he warms up, and it was like 3 sets of 8, and he did it at like 160, 165. And we're like, how often do you train at the gym? He's like, oh, this is like the second gym I've ever been to in my life. And he just played like high level footy.
It's
and you just
annoying.
think,
It's annoying.
people are just built different.
Well,
You know what I mean?
one of the best parts about him was we did goal setting at the gym.
Yeah.
I was like on this big board, and he's like, "Oh, what's some good goals to set, bro?" I'm like, "Oh, lots of people want to do muscle ups." Like, yeah, that's a good goal. So he like writes down muscle up, and then half an hour later he did it, and he walked back over, like, and we took a photo, crossing it off, and it was like, he's only there for 2 weeks.
Yeah. He left, I achieved my goals, I'm out.
Yeah.
Got a muscle up. But yeah, you realize in that particular context, and like I'm sure everyone's got an example, like maybe guys that, did athletics, right? Trained a whole life, every sprint technique, elite strength and conditioning, and then some dude who's never like got sprinting coaching before, just out sprints you with no shoes. What I mean?
we have a young amateur boxer who, for the first time now, has started really being quite diligent with his program, and he is very naturally talented in terms of his athletic abilities. He's also quite a good boxer, so he's the sort of kid who you look at and you want to just guide him in the right direction and steer him, because he has all the natural abilities and skill abilities to do well.
Yeah.
And so that'd be the sort of person who, you know, he does an RSI and it's like 3.3, which is quite elite. That's his like reactive strength index. Does his counter movement jump and like scores are great. His strength numbers are great. He's first time doing a strength program for 8 weeks consistent. He's trap bar deadlifting like 160 for 6 reps.
Yeah.
And he weighs 62 kilos.
Jeez.
It's impressive.
Yeah,
like it's
genetic
impressive.
freak,
He's
yeah.
back squatting 90 kilos for 8 reps
Yeah.
at 62 kilos.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's his 8th week into a program. And we're just all thinking, okay, we just
Yeah.
let's go
Don't
slow.
screw it
Let's
up.
go slow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
No, there's-
definitely, I agree with you, man. Genetic ability, you can't really disregard it.
Yeah, and it's just like it's a hard pill to swallow, right? Because most people,
As in the person who isn't genetically
most of us,
Everyone.
right? And so we're just like, shit, I wish I was like that elite. But I also think that there's a component of, people will discount themselves too early. I think you really only know what your genetic potential is after a lot of training.
A lot of training.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like I still think people take a while to be able to express that genetic potential, right?
Definitely.
And because they never push themselves or tap into it, or they see their starting point, they compare it to someone's end point, they go, I'm not a genetic freak. But I'm like, you haven't actually had the nervous system time or the coordination or the skill or the coaches to actually find out if you are or not.
Guys, what Lachlan said is fantastic for combat athletes.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean by fighters not doing adequate sound strength and conditioning training for a long period of time to see what the benefits can be. They'll do like a 12-week block, have a fight, feel like it wasn't really the best thing for them, and then associate their result or their performance to what they were doing in their S&C. And it's for me, it's like a lackluster mindset to have. You're finding the easiest thing to blame things on, and you're definitely copping out too early. It's a lot of people aren't willing to work as hard for the things that they want to achieve. I think both in like training and in a lot of other areas in life, a lot of people want to be stronger. They want to be faster. They want to be more powerful. They want to be leaner. They want to have more energy availability. They want to be more recovered, but they don't want to fucking do anything for it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not going to be that way. You need to work and do basics for a long period of time to see if you're actually good at this and if it's going to be benefiting you. So when it comes to strength and conditioning training, it's probably one of the types of training you should be doing year round, because it should be that box you're always ticking.
Yeah.
For general strength development, for general like energy system development, for injury resilience, for the fact that it allows you to, you know, exert and release a lot of stress. So definitely I agree with what you said. A lot of people don't give it enough time.
Yeah.
They opt out and exit before they even had a chance to experience the benefits.
Yeah.